the little white one, Owlish, he just loves his neck scratched, or this is what he's discovered. And he just is like,
Oh,
I mean, he just melts. He follows me around and,
oh, God, it would be hard to leave.
oh, it is. It's like, oh my gosh, I won't see them.
And their hair is so soft, right? It's just,
Yes.
at least I remember their mane hair is like this
Yes.
baby. I don't know how to describe it. It's
Yes. And their little bodies, I mean, other than their legs, their little bodies are just so compact and muscular and, you know, I don't know. It's just, yes. I'll have to send you a video of me scratching them yesterday. It was just so cute.
Oh, yeah, love it.
Yes.
So, well, it's just such a treat.
Oh.
Gosh. It's one of those things, too, if I hear like, oh, I don't, you know, it's not so much like baby humans. I've had them, so it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But if I hear somebody has a foal or something, oh, it's like, oh, man, I want to go see.
Yes. And, you know, and it's funny, you know, my mom was like, oh, you know, she thinks that she's just going to go in there and cuddle with them. Well, you know, they're little wild, you know, they don't know their manners yet.
Be careful still too. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they want to kick, they want to bite, not because of being malicious, but that's just what they do. They got lots of energy and they haven't learned what's proper yet, you know?
Yeah, because they'll want to, well, especially the stronger they get, what I remember is they'll want to do like they do a little to mom.
Yes.
Only you're a human and
yes.
Mom's a horse.
Yes. Yes. So, they don't know their strength and they want to play.
Wow, that is so exciting. How far away? I wasn't quite sure from like where is that right across from where you had Miss?
It is literally across the fence. It's not even across the road. It is literally across the fence. So
that's what I thought. I just wanted to, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, it is, Miss and Josh were literally, you know, when these moms were pregnant, I mean, they were just literally right across the fence from them. And so, you know, Josh has his head over the fence, you know, he thinks those are his babies, you know, and so anyway, they were literally right there. So he kind of feels like this is his herd.
Oh, I bet he does. Mm-hmm. And how exciting for him. It's certainly given him a lift, I feel.
Yes, I do too.
I mean, he's aware, you know, and so, you know, I know, I feel exactly like you said. We just don't always know the plan.
No.
In terms of everything seemed like it fell into place for him to be there too. You know, to keep staying there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Completely. It's like every little part of it, you know, like where Susan is the one who owns the property, and I wasn't sure if she still wanted to have a horse on her property. And, you know, so she was like, yes, he can stay. So, okay, that eliminates having to find him another place. And then, I mean, it's just, and then the ranch hand from the next door, you know, where the babies are, he feeds them during the week because it's literally just, you know, he's right there. So that was
right, because your mom was feeling she was going to go do her thing now. So I think that was a concern. So that really worked out.
It worked out totally. I mean, and then my mom, you know, checks in on him if I don't go up on the weekend. You know, she's there to feed him, and so it's like we've got the little community with him, you know, and everybody's looking out for him, and so he's good.
Oh, that's great. I'm really happy to hear.
Yeah, it's really, you know, when you make the right decision, of course, things do fall into place, which is a nice
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. True.
So,
yep, definitely.
But you really helped with that whole thing too. So I appreciate, you know, having a conversation about that a while ago.
Oh yeah, no worries. And I've learned myself that, you know, if it seems like something is really, I mean, you should be able to feel, sometimes it's good to make a fast decision, but then other times it also feels like if you feel like you're jumping through too many hoops or something, you know, then almost like a red flag.
Yes, I agree. It's like, if something in your gut doesn't feel quite right, then it's probably not right.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
And to investigate more. And I think my feelings are the biggest thing is, it's always that second guess that we do afterwards.
Yes.
After our intuition
yes
does tell us.
yes
So,
yes
no, that's great.
Yeah.
So now I know you wanted to touch base with Miss, but did you have this like more particular question or?
Well, yeah, I knew I would at some point, and I just thought I would wait until the time, and like with the arrival of these babies, and I just kind of was feeling like maybe it's time to check in on where she is and what she's up to, and if she's got some thoughts about the baby situation, if she's involved with them, or those kinds of things.
Well, I remember hearing definitely still she said, I've heard her say she still uses her method of talking to you,
mm-hmm.
coming to your thoughts. Also dreams, I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes she's even a symbol for you
mm-hmm.
as well in your dream, or like she stands or represents for certain things. So sometimes it may not necessarily be about her, but
mm-hmm.
to help you, work out some things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing she definitely is commenting on the feelings of right where you are more. She, I don't know if she has that freedom of like looking in or being right with you in a sense, like down where where you live or your work, I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And also if there is something popping in, and I don't know, are you closer to maybe doing some travel?
Yes.
Or did you?
Yeah, I am opening myself up to traveling more. Yes.
Okay, because what I am hearing is that there's definitely she's supporting you on what you come for, or whatever your travel comes into place. I feel that is learning and like an adventure too. Maybe another chapter, though, I feel, of what you're doing, even career-wise. And so I feel she is like, I know she shows herself as a horse, but seriously, it's almost like she can sit right with you or be like she's in the front seat, that feeling. And also, she also has, oh gosh, for some reason, the dark horse is coming in that's on the other side. That she knew.
Sultan?
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I see another horse, and also, then also, were you? It feels like you may get a soul coming to you that will, be more like a small animal someday. I feel. A dog or a cat. I'm hearing. And that feels like they would know each other. Not that it won't be missed, but there is a feeling that she will have known that soul before it comes through. With the babies, Oh, she's saying that she just feels like they are, she feels this. She feels they're going to go do their thing and have their own path, but they are a brightener. They are pure love, pure joy to brighten, I'm hearing. Like, just to make you feel like, Josh is there, but what I'm hearing from Miss, it's sort of to bring it, it's like the cycle of life, I'm hearing, like that, death and then life, or,
yes.
birth, right?
Right.
So she feels that I do feel that she knew they were coming, right?
Yes.
She did know they were coming prior, I'm getting. And so then when she crossed, she still was closer or communicated with them. And also, now let me ask you, are they quarter horse mix or something else?
They are like Danish warm bloods.
Yeah, because I was hearing something that she's saying regarding their breeding. And so they must have some intentions for them, I'm getting.
Yes.
So, like, Miss is aware of that, and they're going to go whenever the timing is right.
Right.
But I feel that she, just was part of it and feels pretty proud, I guess.
Does she?
Yeah, and I mean, on a soul level.
Yes.
And also, not only that, it did help Josh too. Because also I'm getting that it changed the energy even around there. So all that, yeah, good.
Did she have any say in the color of this one? Because it's just so weird that it's a white one. I mean, a white little foal. We've never seen that. Rarely. It was like, it's almost like she's, I don't know if she had any connection to this little one.
Yeah, I do feel more, but I'm sorry, I don't remember. Is the mother, though, a bay? Or
she is actually like an Appaloosa. I mean, she's...
Oh, she's an Appy. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Or that coloring?
Yes, yes.
Okay, hold on, let me see. Okay, so what she said was, she said it could have gone another way. So, in other words, it was so interesting because as soon as I started asking her, so yes, to answer your question, because what she told me, so like if you were to look at the physical aspects, and I know nothing about this in terms of science, but the impression she gave me was that with the gene pool or whatever the stallion was, it could have leaned, I don't know, she must have known about even how there's something I'm getting that she felt like, yes, that she had a hand in it leaning towards more white, I heard. In other words, it could have leaned the other, not all white, I'm getting. So, yes.
Yeah, I wondered about that. I kind of had a feeling about that yesterday, and I was just curious if that might...
Yeah, and it was interesting the way she said this aspect of how that all works with the, yeah, so, but she could also, here's my sense too, she definitely made this happen so that you would see that white baby, the white filly. Because that's also, remember, I know that Josh, in other words, had, so in other words, it's like this definitely had to wait for this to come, I'm hearing. For you to see the poles. In other words, if something else Josh had gone somewhere else. I mean, yeah, you might have, but
Right.
you had the timing of like right after they were born was really important.
Yes. And
I'm hearing.
amazing that they were both born on the same night.
Oh yeah, right. Because that energy is out there. It was there too.
Mm.
Do you know if they bred them at the same time or different times?
Well, here's what happened. And, they moved in they moved in about, I think, August of last year.
Okay.
And up until that time, the woman who owned that property was very reclusive. You hardly ever saw her. And she had a few horses, but they were always in the barn. So it wasn't like there was much energy over there.
That's what I thought, because I don't ever remember you saying much.
No. And then these people moved in, and they had about 5 horses, and 2 of them were these mares, and they were there maybe a month, like September. And all of a sudden, here's Josh and Miss, and they're all of a sudden they have friends. And Bijou, who is the woman who owns these horses, last year she said, "Oh my God, Lisa, my 2 mares have come into heat. I think because of Josh and somehow he was teasing him." She said they hadn't been in heat for 3 years. They've been trying for 3 years to get both of them in heat. They've induced, they've tried stallions. Nothing has worked. She was beside herself. And so she could hardly believe they were both in heat at the same time, a month after they moved there.
How interesting.
And so she had them bred as soon as possible. I mean, artificially inseminated by different stallions. So they were bred around the same time, but they both came into heat.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I mean, it's weird. They believe that Josh and Miss had a hand in all of this. And I'm like,
it's not something can ever prove to anybody.
Right.
But I certainly, yes.
Yeah.
I totally believe that. I really feel our loved ones on the other side, including our animals, help.
Yes.
Because the soul is energy.
Yes.
And energy, vibration, whatever you want to call it. So that vibration is setting things, and it can help. You know?
Yes.
That's the right.
Yes.
Right way to say it.
Right. So
yeah, I really do feel that she had that hand and help, and because I really feel she feels now, because there's a connection, and right there the baby was born. It's like a little bit of her with you, even though that they may go on their own.
Yes.
Destiny, whatever.
Yes.
It's still going to feel to me the fact that you made an imprint like this past weekend.
Yes.
And, maybe can see them until whatever the owner does something, but it will be a carrying on of her, I feel. It will be like, here's a piece of me to help. It's not just her. It's not her, but it's like it is going to help. Yes, that you will. That this. It's almost like the story behind even both those souls coming in.
Yes, and here is what I had a thought of yesterday when I was with little Owlish, his name, and I was in his stall scratching his neck, and Mom was there, and I said, it's weird, and this just came to me. But I was with Miss 35 of her 36 years. And how many times did I wonder what her first year was like, and what did she look like a little baby?
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like she's saying, here's my gift to you, that you get to imagine what I was like.
That.
Yes. Yeah. And
true.
And I think, only Miss would think to do that, is like, here, I'm leaving, but here, let me give you a little gift, so, like you were saying, like a brightener,
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, because, her body couldn't keep going.
Right.
So here.
Right.
I mean, yes, you can feel her and talk to her, but still, this is going to be helping. It's just like I have felt that some of my animals have sent me
Yes.
ones that come, like sometimes it's, I lost a cat last year, a little over a year ago. She wasn't that old. I was pretty sad.
Yeah.
And she said, no, don't worry. I'm going to send you, just wait. I'm going to send you a couple.
Yeah.
Or just wait. And so I did. And this thing popped up on our next door neighbor. I mean, I literally heard to the day free kittens.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew Bella had put that together.
Really?
Yeah. And it was like, I swear it was like clockwork. Boom, boom. Oh, yeah. And then next thing you know, and I didn't realize there were three.
Yeah.
And they had been abandoned in a barn, and the woman had saved them. We think the mother might have been killed by a coyote.
Mm.
So she nursed them from 2 weeks old till they were ready to go.
Right.
But it was so synchronicity.
Yes.
And now they're a year old, and they're absolute blast. But I'm saying it was like I definitely know what you're saying.
Yes.
I felt sad that Bella had left, but I know that she put that together.
Yes. Yes.
And I feel the same with Miss. It's just to keep helping.
Right. Right. Not just for me, but for Josh. And I think just, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Spreading all out. Yeah.
And I think this, it feels like, it's like healing for everybody there. Bijou was wanting to breed these two for years and they weren't, happening. And I feel like Miss kind of was like, let me help a little bit here for everybody.
Well, yeah, because my sense is whatever, maybe that's helped her. I mean,
yes.
There's all aspects. It's helped the woman too, because, but anyhow, yeah, because whatever they're going to go and do, and my sense is Bijou's going to be pretty picky.
Yes. Yes.
Or maybe she'll work with them herself. I don't know, but
yeah, she has big aspirations for them. I mean, the other ones for Philip is she said he's already insured because of his breeding. Like she
oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
They have kind of big bloodlines going on. So.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun. It'll be fun, and if you keep in contact with her. Mm-hmm. I feel the biggest thing is this other sense of another chapter, continuation as far as you can go,
Yeah. Wow.
As to seeing what they end up doing.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's exciting to see, where to see him from the start,
and the thing about Miss, she's such an old soul. Mm-hmm. It seems like the experience of that makes these things happen more, I feel. Yeah. And working with humans, and I don't know if you saw that movie with the gray, the white. He was pretty white, Snowman.
Yeah, Harry and Snowman.
Yeah, Harry. When you heard what he did.
Yes.
And how, like he would let those kids stand on his back.
Yes.
And,
yes.
I remember watching that thinking, just the guy, it's like a myth with this totally old soul.
Yes.
And the way he would jump the fences and get whatever. But I'm just saying it's just.
Yes.
And and the guy acknowledged, he goes, I doubt I'll get that kind of soul back, in his lifetime.
Yes.
But the honor, oh my gosh. So.
Well, exactly. And it's funny, I had Mom watch that a couple of months ago and she was like blown away. She's like, did Miss and Snowman know each other? Because is this like the same soul? Like what? She's like, how could this be? I said, I know. It's like the same story.
Well, I feel like, we're all connected, but it just goes to show there are these masters souls like these guys that are out there, and they choose for, obviously he chose that guy, Harry, to help him along.
Yes.
and he learned a lot. So
Yes.
it somehow was just set up that way for him. And
Yes.
yeah,
And
so.
I don't know if I told you, I'm finishing Mrs. first book. It's the first of 3 for sure that I know of, but I'm sure there's going to be more. But the 3 are the chronicle of her life. Like the first one is
right. Oh wow, I think maybe you did. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm finishing the first one, but I don't know if I told you that Disney might be interested in our story.
No, you didn't tell us that.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of my clients, and interesting timing, she came into my life about last December, and she happened to be, she's a big global exec for Disney, and we would end up talking about, Miss was still around. This is like early last year, and she'd ask about my weekend, and I'd tell her about Miss, and I had, just told her, that I was writing books and had been writing books about, our story together and all the lessons that she'd been teaching me. And she's like, wow, and this was back probably last January or February. And she said, well, do you know what you're going to do with your books? I mean, are you going to, as far as publishing? And I said, well, I self-published one. Maybe I'll self-publish this. I said, I don't really even know. I haven't really been thinking about it. And of course I didn't know Miss was going to be passing on. But
right, yeah.
But she told me, she said, well, whenever and if ever you're ever interested, she said, one of my colleagues, dear colleagues and friends, is she's the head of Disney editing in New York, and maybe she could help you or at least coach you on that. And I said, okay, that'd be amazing. Anyway, last June, I asked my client if I could possibly speak to Wendy, who's the editor, and I spoke to her in June, and she was all over it. And she said, I can possibly help you find an agent, or if you would like Disney to possibly represent this, she said, I would just need you to, send me a sample of, your writing and your book, and then we can go from there. So, but she's interested.
Wow.
So
that's really cool. The thing that's neat about Miss, and even the very beginnings of when, I'll never forget when I first started talking to you.
Yeah.
And I didn't know there was anything in the works. And
yeah,
she talked about that book.
Yes, she did.
And then for sure the Michael Jackson, and then about her. So it's just sort of interesting verification.
Well, and what's ironic is I used to say way back when that, she's like a little Disney character, little Miss, the magical unicorn, and so I had told this woman, Wendy, when she asked, what my vision was. And I wrote her an email actually that night, and I said, well, I see a series of 3 books, maybe 4. I said a series of children's books. And I said, I see a movie or 2, an animated one, and probably a real life, like Seabiscuit type story. And she was like, wow, but I said, I can even see Miss as a Disney character, and, why not put it out there? Because I could see it happening. So.
Well, they definitely need new ideas.
Yes, they do.
Because sometimes I go, oh, really? Why are they?
Right.
So they do need some new ideas with new stories coming in, and having it based off something real.
Yes.
Is, I think, even better.
Yeah. And so anyway, we shall see with that. And
wow, that's exciting.
It is. And I feel strongly about it. I mean, finishing this book for me is like, I've got a lot going on, but it's the one that keeps rising to the top. Like, I want to keep working on it and getting it done, because it just, something's pushing me, and maybe it's her, it's like, but I feel like this has to be out there.
Oh, yeah, I do too. And do you think she would be open to how you get things, or how that element of communication?
This woman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like animal communication or the intuition aspect.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. that's good.
Yes, because I had talked with her about that, and I told her about, how like equine therapy is becoming more mainstream, and like knowing what to tell her. And
Hmm.
she was definitely hearing it. I mean, she's getting it. So once she
Good.
reads some of like what I've been writing, I think she'll, and I've sent her a couple of my blogs, about Mrs. Passing, and so she's already kind of in that flow of what I'm, where I'm coming from. So,
Right.
hmm
Well, that's good. I think that's great. We'll see. And like I said, with the babies, there might be something that will come about or open up regarding, um, more to that. Like you said,
hmm
I'm not sure which book, but
right, right,
um, whatever chapter,
right.
um, might be kind of fun
Yeah,
if um, Bijou would tell you the stallion's background.
yeah. I can get that information. She actually
Just
has
out
told
of
me.
curiosity, maybe you could look up because, uh, yeah, just to see.
Yeah,
Or later, that for later. But,
I'll
huh,
I'll ask her because she actually had told me a couple of weeks ago, and she was just going through the whole line, and for me it was like nothing, nobody that I recognize, but I'm not in that line of breeding, so I have no idea in as far as like dressage and the Danish warm bloods, but apparently they've got some really good bloodlines. So
mhm. Yeah, I know. I know, and there's so many different ones. It depends,
hmm
and there are some good um, breeders I know in the states.
hmm
A lot of people are going overseas, but yeah,
hmm
definitely.
hmm
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so we shall see. I feel like a lot of things are stirring, and so I guess I'd want to be mindful of your time. But if there's anything else that Miss wants me to know, I mean, I have my moments of really missing her, of course, but I'm trudging on, and I know this is part of our journey too, and she wants me to know that. I feel.
Right. I feel the biggest thing she did already say was that she was supporting you in your adventure for expanding outward. I mean, I know you have your, she's aware of the project you're doing
Hmm
with the writing, but I also feel that there's some things that are not in place or unknown, but she's supporting that. And then also, if you venture out or like travel,
hmm
I felt, and and the other feeling was, maybe the right timing, a possible companion.
Mm.
Not person as much as I felt the animal.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And that feels like it might, just be something that might fall into place.
Right.
Um, say, like as always. But otherwise, I feel she still gives you flashes, though, of her, and
hmm
definitely, in your dreams and waking hours.
hmm
And uh, otherwise, I feel like it's just like confirmation or verification. I feel like you get it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, and actually, I do. I was telling mom last night that, I have this picture, this canvas picture of her and I on the wall when we were at the beach 5, 6 years ago. And it's weird. It's like looking into her eyes now. It's like I could see her even bigger than what she was here.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
she's a powerful soul, just,
Right. It's like you really feel her when you're like, that's the thing. What I get is like I can feel their energy so big. Like I said, it's sort of like, yes, I know that she might show me as a horse but I can feel still she manages and to get her soul so that it's big, but it's right by you. Like I said, even like drive, it's
yeah.
compact too, to where it's just like going with you or right by your side. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, that's good.
But
That's
it is a form. It is definitely a big form. Yep.
yeah.
Or vibration. And that's the thing. Sometimes I know in the past I've done, if I want to do like something deeper, meditation, um, well, somebody might call it, more like a journey.
Yeah.
I've studied shamanic work and stuff, and so I'll do that or call upon different spirit guides. And it's so interesting to come out of that and feel the room, because I have like my little office, right?
Yeah.
And it's so, I mean, I know they're with me, but it's amazing to feel, seriously, it's like there's a crowd.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of fun.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Because you're staying in a certain state,
Right.
then, you're in shifting. It's easier too. And you've changed the vibration when you get into certain meditations or whatever, so that you cross a boundary of, you're just not on Earth's dense atmosphere kind of thing.
Right. Wow.
It's fun.
I'd love to hear more about that.
Then you have to come back,
Yes. Wow. Well, I'd love to sometime, just hear about your journey and how you came to doing all of this. I mean, it just sounds fascinating. I mean, I just have.
Yeah, it's always when I was trying to learn more about animals actually and communicating. It was like next thing you know, okay. Okay, shamanic work, power animal. Okay, that sounds cool,
Right.
Now, I don't do some of the processes that maybe some might. I studied with a woman named Sandra Ingerman. She's written quite a few books on modern day shamanic work and soul loss, etc. But there's some elements to it that it's it's more like a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I get away from that personally. But still, crossing boundaries, like we limit ourselves so much in our minds.
Yes.
That is the key. Is if you can get, there's no limits as to, like, it's that sense of astral travel, right?
Right.
That kind of thing.
Right.
Right. So, or like, oh crap, I'm spacing out the name of it. Oh, it's like clairvoyant, but it's like, it's like they were doing this during World War II. It's like how they spied on the Germans.
Yeah.
Why am I spacing out that name? I'll think of it.
Yeah.
What is it? They do it, but it's remote viewing.
Oh, okay. Remote viewing? Yeah. Viewing, is that what you said?
Yeah. Remote viewing is basically using some of your psychic abilities. It's called, clairaudient. Is that it? Yeah. What you see.
Yeah.
And they were using people, like I said, even in World War II.
Wow.
To spy.
Really?
And some of these guys would get to the detail.
Really?
Of it's quite fascinating, yeah.
Wow. That's,
like they're aware, like they have like a division within the government for stuff like that.
Yeah, but, all the stuff that they don't want to share with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, but anyhow, so things like that help you. That's kind of what I try to do if I'm trying to help somebody with a lost animal sometimes.
Right. That would make sense.
Because, they don't know where they are.
Right.
It's a little hard, but.
You're right. Wow. Well, that's fascinating. I, I love.
It's definitely thinking outside the box, that's for sure.
Oh,
And
yes.
then some people get afraid
Mm-hmm.
of what you might know
Mm-hmm.
too, or what you might pick up.
Right.
I
Right.
found.
Yeah. You mean about them?
Yeah, as soon as you kind of tell them what you do,
Oh, yeah.
But
Yes.
I'm not walking around doing that, kind of thing.
Right. Right.
But
Well, I just actually this question just popped up. If it going back to Miss real quickly, if she have anything that she wanted to say to Mom?
oh, sure, yeah, just a sec.
Yeah.
The first thing Miss said was she hears her like in her prayers,
Mm-hmm.
or like when your mom seems to have something that feels like a roll call, or something where your mom says, like, it's almost like that little book, Good Night Moon.
Yeah.
For some reason, I felt like Miss is saying, well, tell her that, yes, I hear her when she does like her, like, good night, Miss, or good night, so and so, I don't know. I mean, I'm giving you an interpretation, but
Right.
it was really cute. And so what I feel Miss is saying is she really just wants her to know, yes,
Yes.
she loves that and she hears her.
Oh.
And so it's very, it's just like very endearing.
Yes.
And so she can be there too, because something like whatever. Does your mom have a table or something where she has projects or lays stuff out?
Yes.
Because what Miss said was, this is another example. It's like she's hanging over looking too. I got.
Wow.
Like, oh, okay.
Huh.
And your mom likes to put certain things together.
Uh-huh.
And I feel, how I feel that Miss gives you inspiration too.
Yes.
She does your mom too, I'm hearing.
Oh, good.
As your mom's working on things.
Yeah.
But now I want to ask you, is your mom she having any trouble with her hands?
Her hands, I'm not sure.
Or something, I don't know, something made me feel like something was stiffer. And it kind of felt like something she was grabbing or whatever, but anyhow.
I can ask her. I don't know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that popped up.
Huh.
And I'm not sure how I got that, really. Just something made me feel like she was sort of like, oh, that's so tight feeling.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked with her about it, so I could ask her.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just felt like she was like, it was like, like when, like carpal tunnel feeling.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyhow.
Yes, I will check in with her.
All right.
Well, thank you, Sue.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah. No, it's just
anytime.
It's good to check in, and I appreciate your expertise in all of this.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
All right. I think we went a little longer.
Yes. So just send me the invoice for whatever you need.
I will, because I don't know. I'll figure it out. But,
yes.
So,
that would be
all
good.
right, I'll do that. And then if anything else comes up, obviously, let me know. And love seeing the video when you get a chance.
I will definitely send it to you.
All right, cool.
Okay, Sue, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.